Ready, Val?
Penny.
We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is 6:04. Val, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Snow,
Here.
Commissioner Curry, Commissioner Delanoy,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson, Mayor Penny.
Here. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to excuse Commissioner Johnson for health issues.
I'd like to make that motion.
And I second it.
Would anyone in the audience like to discuss the motion on the floor? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation. Any discussion needed amongst the commission?
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. At this time, if you have any electronic device or analog device that makes any noises at all, please turn them off or put them to silent. We don't want to all look at you. And if you would please rise for the invocation led by Commissioner Deborah Snow and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Praise the Lord, thou, O Lord our God. We thank you for bringing us here together today. We ask for your guidance, your support, as we make decisions to lead our community into the future in the best way we know how. We ask for extra prayers for our Commissioner Roy Johnson as he is on a health journey. And we ask prayers for anybody else that we know and love who's on the same kind of journey. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So it's nice to see so many people here this evening. And after we do the presentations, you can leave, because you probably don't want to stay here. But this is exciting for us, is when we get to honor some exceptional people in our community. And the first resolution we have today is for the Employee of the Year, Charles Wall. Would you like to come up? You just stand right there. Turn around the other way, Charles. No. On that side of the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here. And do you have some family members here with you tonight?
Yes, my mother and my brother.
Well, welcome. You want to come up? You want to come up with Charles? You can come up, take all kinds of pictures if you want to. Or you can just stay right where you are. So this is a resolution of the City of Holly Hill recognizing Charles Wall, Streets Maintenance Worker 1, as a 2025 Employee of the Year. Whereas Charles Wall began his career with the City of Holly Hill on April 24th, 2023, and whereas Charles goes above and beyond on every task assigned to him and is exceptionally attentive to detail, and whereas Charles is courteous to residents with the Public Works Administration Office, receiving numerous phone calls and emails throughout the year complimenting his work. And whereas Charles always has a positive attitude, his smile and can-do approach to tasks are infectious. And whereas Charles is respected by his supervisors and his peers, always works professionally, and is never too busy to assist a coworker or teach them a new skill. And whereas Charles had made suggestions that have made Public Works Department provide more efficient service delivery, such as the recommendation of a new equipment to decrease the time required to maintain right-of-ways. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, hereby recognizes Charles Wall, Streets Maintenance Worker 1, as the Employee of the Year 2025. And
Everyone,
the floor is yours if you'd like to say anything, Charles.
I appreciate the city of Holly Hill and city manager for giving me an opportunity. You know, opportunities, we try to make the best of an opportunity. You know, I've had different things in my past where he and the city of Holly Hill gave me an opportunity, and I really appreciate it, and I always remember the city of Holly Hill.
Well, we appreciate you. And this is for you. Coming up, and let's get a pic, can we get a picture with you? You want your mom and brother to come up? We're gonna make it come up now.
Yeah, man, you got it. Pleasure. Thank you for all you did.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yes. Come on in.
Get right next to you, son. Y'all get in the middle.
Please. I didn't hear any clicks. Are you sure this is happening?
Congratulations.
I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Thank you all, thank you all.
Right.
Okay, now we have the Citizen of the Year. And unfortunately, Chuck's not with us tonight, but I think Mr. Steve Smith is going to accept his proclamation in his absence. And I know there's several friends of Chuck's here. If you all want to come up and we'll take a group picture together to honor him for his tremendous gift.
Museum friends here.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful.
Well, thank you for coming and honoring your friend. So I'm going to read this resolution into the record. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, naming Charles Chuck Heinmiller as the City of Holly Hill's Citizen of the Year 2025, providing for recognition of his generous contribution to the Holly Hill Historic Society, and providing for an effective date. Whereas the City of Holly Hill recognizes and honors individuals whose exceptional service and generosity significantly contribute to the community, and whereas Charles Chuck Heinmiller has demonstrated outstanding civic pride and commitment to preserving the history and heritage of the City of Holly Hill, and whereas Mr. Heinmiller made a generous financial contribution in the amount of $50,000. Let's give him an applause, $50,000. To the City of Holly Hill Historical Society to support the relocation and preservation of the original 1897 First Holly Hill Schoolhouse, an important historic landmark for the community. And whereas this contribution will help ensure that the original Holly Hill Schoolhouse remains accessible to current and future generations as a symbol of the city's rich history. And whereas Mr. Heinmiller served the City of Holly Hill with dedication as a city employee of the Public Works Department from March 1976 through July 2008, providing more than 3 decades of honorable service to the residents of the city. And whereas his continued support of the community following his retirement reflects his lasting commitment to the City of Holly Hill and its citizens. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida. Section 1, recognition. Charles Chuck Heinmiller is hereby named the City of Holly Hill's Citizen of the Year 2025 in recognition of his exemplary generosity, civic involvement, and lifelong dedication to the City of Holly Hill. Section 2, appreciation. The City Commission expresses its sincere gratitude to Mr. Heinmiller for his significant contribution to the Holly Hill Historical Society and for his role in preserving the city's historical legacy. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Holly Hill be affixed this 27th day of January, 2026. You want to say some things, Mr. Smith?
Well said, John. Appreciate it. And If y'all could take a picture and make it into a real picture, I'd appreciate that instead of a telephone picture.
Okay. Well, I'll go to Walgreens and get it printed out for you.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. They're like 42 cents.
Dean, let somebody else take the picture. Dean,
Yes, you definitely deserve to be in the picture.
Make sure you're not getting that microphone.
Can we do that? Oh, yeah. Do we need to scrunch?
No. You commissioners, no, I'm gonna go click.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. How are you? Okay.
Okay, and we have a third proclamation tonight honoring the 2025 Business of the Year. Do I see them here?
yes, here.
Huh?
He's here.
Oh, come on up. I'm losing my mind. You're hiding behind Dean. Dean was blocking you. Hi, thank you. Thank you for all you've done for our city. So I'm going to read this into the record. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, naming Todd Simpson and Iron Gate Technologies and AI Promerica
Pro-America.
iPromerica as the city's Business of the Year 2025, providing for recognition of his contributions to the city's security system and providing for an effective date. Whereas the City of Holly Hill values and encourages strong partnerships with local businesses that demonstrate exceptional civic engagement, generosity, and commitment to the well-being of the community. And whereas Todd Simpson, owner of Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica, located at 232 Carswell Avenue, Holly Hill, has consistently demonstrated outstanding support for the city through contributions of time, expertise, and resources. And whereas Mr. Simpson and Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica have donated security cameras and related equipment for installation in the city's parks, assisting the city in providing a safer environment for residents and visitors while helping to deter crime and property damage. And whereas Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica has also provided and installed cameras in critical locations throughout the city to assist with monitoring flooding concerns during recent hurricane events, enhancing the city's ability to respond to emergency conditions and protect public safety. And whereas Mr. Simpson further supported the community by setting up camera systems that enabled residents of the city to live stream its annual Christmas parade, expanding community engagement and allowing residents to safely enjoy the event both in person and remotely. And whereas Todd Simpson continues to allow the city and the police department to test several products developed by Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica, providing mutual benefit by enhancing city operations while allowing the business to gain valuable insight and feedback through real-world testing. And whereas these efforts reflect a continued commitment to innovation, public safety, and community partnership that exemplifies the highest standards of local business leadership. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida. Section 1, recognition. Todd Simpson and Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica are hereby recognized and honored as the City of Holly Hills Business of the Year 2025 for their exceptional contributions, generosity, and dedication to improving the safety, resilience, and quality of life within the city. Section 2, appreciation. That the City Commission expresses its sincere appreciation to Todd Simpson and Iron Gate Technologies and iPromerica for their contributions to ongoing partnership and positive impacts on the city and its residents. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Holly Hill be affixed this 27th day of January 2026.
Say that it's really an honor to work here with Holly Hill. We actually started in Flagler County and was treated poorly. And it's because of our city manager, Mr. Forte, is why we chose this area. And we just love working with Mr. Forte. So he's a big reason, and all of you are just wonderful. And we really love Holly Hill. We've invested in Holly Hill, purchasing properties and what have you, and looking forward to a long relationship. We are so honored. Thank you.
We appreciate you and your whole team. Thank you.
Not yet.
You want to go up there and get a picture?
I know that. Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys will see our robots soon traveling around your neighborhood.
Cool.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3.
You know, I don't know about here, but like I live in the subdivision here. I'm seeing more and more of these.
Congratulations.
Are they? They need to. I mean, these things look like motorcycles.
Absolutely.
That's what they look like.
You gotta have a license, you gotta be a certain age.
And they need to be off the sidewalk.
That's what they, yeah, that's what they're proposing.
I'm glad we're not the only people seeing this issue.
No,
They're all over the
Hey,
place.
Todd, congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to pause for a moment.
There are going to be plaques made and professional pictures taken of the recipients, and we'll call them back when we have the plaques provided to us.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to take a brief pause and allow anyone that wants to leave to leave. You're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting, but I know most of you probably came to see your friends.
No. Thank you for coming. Dean, it's so good to see you. I mean, I know it's been a while and you've had a rough road.
Gotta come to our history night now. Meet everybody.
I will do my best.
Packed house last Tuesday. and
Did you?
Cold weather, and the ladies made all these gourmet.
Okay. Yep, absolutely. Yep, appreciate you getting here.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Very good.
Well, I'm glad you're back enjoying them.
Appreciate you coming up. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Don't even think it. Yeah.
Every time they said my last name, I was like, what?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sorry for butchering your name of your company. I messed it up, thank you.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Thank you.
Footsteps to follow.
I asked Joe if he's going to go up and get a plaque. It's like Joe Appreciation
What
Night.
about it?
I wonder what they are.
Thank you so much.
They haven't been in real, they deliver food. They're little carts that deliver food.
We need to stage all this at the same time like Jason Meyer comes here.
Okay, so the idea was for the people to leave, not for Brian to come up and interrupt the entire meeting.
I'm starving myself.
Leave him alone. He said,
So if you'll notice, there was a presentation. We were going to swear in an officer, but that's going to be rescheduled for our next regular city commission meeting. So now we're going to move to item 3, which is public comments. This is the audience time to address
Mayor.
the commission.
We missed item 1.
Oh, we did miss item 1. We were so excited about the good stuff. Now we gotta get Joseph. Come on, Joseph.
That is so wrong. If we approve the minutes.
So,
No, we haven't even got there.
Joe Grashowskis, Public Works Director. I put an informational item on the agenda for you folks. There, at Daytona Beach did a study, or actually commissioned the Corps of Engineers.
Can you guys hear in the back?
I'm not here.
Can't hear it from.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me now? All right, I'm talking loud. The Daytona Beach had a study commissioned by the Corps of Engineers, paid completely by the federal government. The study is relevant to us because it studies the same Nova Canal basin that we're in. The study information is provided basically what was provided to Daytona Beach is provided in your agenda item and a newspaper article. I wanted you guys to be aware of what's going on. There is some, regional activity going on for stormwater in the area, and the city is monitoring and participating in it. That's the presentation.
Good. Thank you, Joseph.
So Mayor, I asked Joseph to bring this up because like he said, there was a recent news article about the study that's going on, and within that Daytona Beach study, they mentioned LPGA and the outfall,
And no one's contacted us.
no one's contacted us. It has an impact on our stormwater system. My elected officials don't know about it. So if you get a chance, you can open up the document that's in there. That's the document that was presented by the engineers for Daytona Beach. And this point moving forward, I don't know where it is, we'll try to keep you abreast of anything that we need to know about with regard to that particular study.
Perfect. Thank you. I miss anything else? All right.
I think you could.
Thank you for keeping me in line, sir. So now we'll move to public comments. This is the audience's time to address the commission on anything not on our regular agenda. Anyone want to come up and talk about anything not on our agenda?
I do.
Yes, sir. Just need to state your name and the city you live in.
City of Holly Hill, Mike Serbo, 719 North Flamingo Drive. So I have a problem here. So there's no, everybody runs the water department, utility department. There's not one set commissioner. How does the water department?
The city,
runs that?
the city manager, the city commission doesn't have anything to do with the day-to-day operations of the city. We just set the policy.
Okay.
And then the city manager puts things in motion.
Okay, so who calibrates the water meters?
Why don't you go through everything and I'll try to answer it all at the end.
Okay, I'll continue.
Yeah.
So then I have 3 different months here, which I do auto pay on water bills. So not only am I looking out for myself, I'm looking out for other residents, because if you don't catch it, you're gonna get it. They keep moving the due date. 1 month, it's due on the 7th. 1 month, it's due on the 12th. 1 month, it's due on the 9th. 1 month, it's due on the 10th. The problem is, when you're 1 day late, because everybody thinks there's a set date, you pay $20 that they roll into that, which you can't pay the minimal, you tack on that $20. So if you have 13,000 residents here, that's coming out to $260,000 if nobody catches it. If you want to go with the minimum of 8,000 residents with an extra $20, that comes out to $160,000. So my question for you would be, who makes this rule? And I call it a phantom charge. And it's all in black and white. It exists. But when I ask questions about who's going to do calibration on water meters, because here's another thing, I like to speak to you in private, because I find it hard to believe that I'm never home. My neighbor's never home, but how can our water bill be the exact every month $150? When I brought it to the water department where I would pay this bill to argue about the extra 20 bucks, I mean, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. But it's not looking out for everybody, you know what I mean?
No.
For somebody to tell me, well, maybe I have a homeless person using my hose to take a shower. Maybe, but then I'm gonna come back at you. 16 security cameras and 3 guard dogs. Not gonna work. My neighbor as well. And when I ask about the calibration, people just look at me. I'm experienced in the water field, hurricanes, I have a resume. I'd just like to know, and I think it's a problem. That's it.
Thank you. Have any response, Mr. Forte?
Yeah, I can only respond back to the date of the due bills. Typically, you get a bill from a credit card company or even FPL or most of your other businesses. They have fixed dates. Your bill is due on the same date. That doesn't work for the city. It doesn't work for most cities because we have a due date on a water bill that we have to be open in order to accept a payment over the counter. So if your bill is due on Saturday the 7th, we push it out so that you can pay it on Monday the 9th. Or if there's a holiday, we have to move the date. So every month, the supervisor in the utility billing department, he goes through and he or she has to go through and calculate when those due dates are. So the due dates are moved only so that City Hall is open for somebody to come in and make a payment. We don't have an automatic system where people can make a payment like you can with your credit card system. That's the reason for that. Why the bill is the same as your neighbor is possibly because you're both using the minimum amount. I don't know. I can't answer that question. The meters are on, the meter heads are just recently replaced. They're all done electronically. They're as accurate as can be. They don't get calibrated, as you asked. We don't go through a calibration.
How do you tell how much water is used?
It's not a time for discussion at this point, sir. You can have,
Calibration.
it's not a time for discussion at this point, sir. You can meet with Mr. Forte privately.
Yeah, I can set up a time to meet with you anytime you want and go over specific questions. You can do that. But those are the answers to the questions that you asked that I can answer now. But no need for apology. I'll give you whatever answers I got.
No, we'll figure it out. It's just, I gotta do protocol. Anybody else like to address the commission on anything not on our regular agenda? So seeing none, we'll close audience participation and move to item 4, which is approval of the minutes of the January 13th, 2026 workshop and the January 13th, 2026 regular city commission meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
Any discussion needed? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carries unanimously. Thanks, JD. So now we are going to move to item 6, which is our regular agenda, which is 2026-R-8, Firefighters Pension Board of Trustees Board Application.
Resolution number 2026-R-8 by title only for first and only reading. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, appointing a member to the Firefighters Pension Fund Board of Trustees, setting forth the term and expiration date for said member, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
Anything to add, Joe?
Is there a name in the resolution? You have to approve the resolution by announcing the name.
Please.
Would you like to
Oh,
do
me?
that? Yes, ma'am.
I would like Joe to do it.
Because it's hard to pronounce?
No, Julie Moonen, but I just think it's more official coming from you.
Oh, no, you make the motion.
No, you make the
to approve
motion.
Oh,
resolution.
I make the motion to
Yes.
Yes.
accept Julie Moonen as part of our Fireman's Pension Board.
A second.
Would anyone from the audience like to talk about this appointment to the Firefighters Pension Board? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation. Any discussion needed amongst the commission? You want to brag on your friend?
No, I would like to brag on the fact that one of the greatest things I think I've been able to do is involve citizens of our community who say to me, what can I do? How can I help? I love the city. And every time I call them and say, we have an open position with the police pension or the fireman's pension or the Board of Planning, every time they all step up. And I think that's what makes our city great. That's all.
Thank you. Any discussion any further discussion needed? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move to the CRA grant application amendment.
Becky Leggett, Economic Development Manager for the City of Holly Hill. I have to move this down significantly. So in 2015, the City Commission approved a third amendment to the CRA Master Plan, the Community Redevelopment Agency Master Plan, which added incentives, which were in the form of grants and private-public partnerships. After that, a grant application was created that set out specific terms and conditions. So I have made some amendments to that grant application, and there was never a document provided for the private-public partnership minimum requirements, so I created that document. So that's what we're here to talk about today. So as far as the amendments to the grant application, the significant amendments were the painting. We increased the grant reimbursement amount from $5,000 to $10,000. The landscape grant previously had to be included along with one of the other grants, but we allowed that to be a standalone provided that there's hardscaping. So if you have landscaping and hardscaping, that can be one grant. Otherwise, the landscaping still has to be included with the other grant types. Let's see. We added some verbiage about the fiscal year. We ran into some problems with people submitting grants late, so we've made it a requirement that they're submitted on the second Friday of September before the end of the fiscal year, just to allow for time and approval. We added a section about the grant fund improvements made with grants. Can you hear me? Improvements?
I hope they can hear you in the back. It's muffled. That's why we're getting a new system.
Okay. So all improvements made with grant funding must be maintained in good condition for a minimum of 5 years from the date of completion. Property improvements are subject to an annual inspection, and failure to maintain property improvements in good condition shall result in code enforcement action and disqualification from future grants. So that just aids in the whole reasoning for our, CRA area, and just make sure it's maintained and kept up. We did have a situation where somebody started filling out an application, did some improvements, and turned in the application later. We don't allow that. Currently with the grants, you have to get approved before you start any of the improvements. So on a limited basis, we added some conditions where grants can be retroactive. The project must not be fully completed at the time of grant application. All required application documents as specified by the grant application guidelines must be submitted in full, and the total amount already paid by the applicant towards the project must exceed the city's proposed grant match amount. We had another situation where there were some unforeseen expenses after improvements were done, so we added this verbiage. If a project incurs unforeseen expenses upon completion, the applicant may request an increase in the approved grant amount under the following conditions. The total new amount requested does not exceed 20% above the original approved amount. The total new amount does not exceed the maximum grant funding limit as specified in the guidelines, and we added a note that the grant increase is not guaranteed and is subject to approval by the CRA Grants Review Committee. So once you get to page 11, which breaks down the different types of grants, the majority of this is just changing around structure. We found that a lot of the grant types had the same verbiage mentioned over and over and over. So to go away from that redundancy, on page 10, we added some criteria required for all grants. So on all grants, applicant may qualify for more than one type of grant, but regardless of the number of grants available, the maximum reimbursement will be 50% of the reimbursable cost up to the maximum. Project is required to be consistent with the CRA master plan, must maintain its approved design for a minimum of 5 years, must meet all applicable ordinances, regulations, permitting requirements, plans, design, and survey must be submitted for review, and property owner must not have any city liens or have outstanding balances owed to the city. All city liens and outstanding balances must be brought current as a condition of grant approval, and all grant applications must be accompanied by 3 licensed contractor cost estimates. So again, on page 11, it's just moving verbiage around, no significant changes. We did add a significant addition on page 12 under the demolition grants. We didn't have anything specific to mobile homes, so we added the verbiage. In the event the structure identified for demolition is a mobile home, modular home, or manufactured home, the following conditions shall apply. The structure must be located within an established and legally recognized mobile home park. A minimum of 50% of the total mobile homes within the designated mobile home park must be included in the demolition project. Compliance with all applicable state, local, and federal regulations governing removal, disposal, and site restoration of mobile, modular, or manufactured homes is required, and documentation verifying the percentage of units included in the demolition and confirmation of the park's established status must be submitted prior to commencement of demolition activities. And then we updated the landscaping, hardscaping grant, as I stated. The paving grant, instead of saying that the paving improvements must include landscaping improvements, we changed it to paving improvements shall require landscaping improvements where applicable. So on the painting grant, I mentioned that we increased the amount from $5,000 to $10,000. What we also did is how the grants read. Only the frontage on the road could be painted. So we changed that where the entire exterior of the building can be painted, provided at least 50% of the building is visible from the street. And those are the changes, other than just changing around words and verbiage. Any questions about that one?
Anyone have any questions for Becky?
I don't have any questions. I'd just like to clarify for people in the audience. These grants encourage new business to come into our CRA area. And
What I'm going to go over next is, these ones that I just went over are property improvement grants.
Right.
So they encourage more the beautification of our area and eliminating blight and things of that nature.
excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
No,
No.
just a summary.
So we also, since we didn't have any minimum requirements for a public-private partnership, and this is to encourage development and redevelopment in our area, encourage businesses to come to our area. There's a job incentive portion, and there is a capital improvement portion. For the jobs, they are required to bring a minimum of 10 full-time positions new to Volusia County to our area. For the capital improvement, they're required to have a minimum of $250,000, and that funding comes from TIF revenue. Let's see. Yeah. Any questions about that one?
The only thing is the new jobs,
Yes.
they have to be new to the county,
New to-
correct?
yes.
Not if we steal someone from Port Orange.
Exactly. So we want to do what's best for the Holly Hill, but we also want to do what's best for our area. Yep.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Good job.
So we'll open up to audience participation. Anyone like to comment on this matter before us here tonight? We'll call all four corners the Wabi Amendment.
yeah. We knew you were here.
Phil Wabi, Holly Hill, resident and business owner. I want to thank Becky for all her hard work on the grants, but I'm also looking to see, is there anything, for smaller businesses to come in to help a smaller business get started? I talked to some of you before about, if the brewery moves in, they need floor drains put in, maybe they don't have 10 employees. I've been on the hunt looking for a brewery or distillery, or, other businesses that move in, need things to be done, and the grant only allows for exterior things to be done. It doesn't allow for something that, you're doing an automotive shop. Can you put in lifts? What if you need to put in, footers in the ground for the lift? It's improving the building, it's improving the area, but it's something that they need. So I'm just looking, is there anything that a business, whatever it is, hey, to help a business get started and get going? I know Miami, we don't have the money like Miami does, or some of these other cities, but I've heard stories about how, I think Miami was given $1 million if you wanted to open up a business down there. Another place like Wales was offering $500,000 if you were going to open up a certain type of business there. I know we don't have big, deep pockets, we're a really small city, but anything, maybe waiving permit fees or something to show that we are encouraging small businesses to get started here in Holly Hill. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment on this issue? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation and entertain a motion for approval.
A motion to approve.
I second it.
Any discussion needed amongst the commission?
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move on to our public hearings. First item before us is second reading of 2025-R-3094.
Ordinance number 3094 by title only for second and final reading. An ordinance of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, amending Chapter 42, Pensions and Retirement, Article 3, the City of Holly Hill Firefighter Pension Plan, Section 42-66, providing for codification, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Anything to add, Joe?
No, other than this ordinance just clarifies the way the insurance supplement the firefighters get when they retire is received when they leave employment, not when they go into the drop program.
Any questions for staff?
No.
Anyone from the audience like to discuss this matter? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation. Entertain a motion for approval.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Any discussion needed amongst us?
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move to second reading of ordinance 3095.
Ordinance number 3095 by title only for second and final reading. An ordinance of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, approving the Ninth Amendment to the Marina Grand Residential Base Mixed-Use Plan Unit Development, MPUD Development Agreement to add permitted uses, providing for conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Brian?
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, Brian Walker, Community Development. This is an amendment Amendment 9, the Ninth Amendment for the commercial building at 235 Riverside Drive. We, in the initial presentation, had discussed adding uses in order to add flexibility to what could be done at the property. In that discussion, some additional items came forward. There were also some concerns as far as things that maybe should be prohibited. So there have been some changes that have occurred since the first reading. And what I will do is, instead of going over everything again, I will just go through what has basically been added and then what has been put in for prohibited uses. So, going over items that were not part of the first reading, as far as permitted uses, what was added was CBD products only as an ancillary use in the practice of a doctor or chiropractor and only for patients. So CBD products will be a permitted use specifically stated at that retail center for doctors and chiropractors. There was also some concern that came up because typically in a PD, the uses that are stated are the only things that can go there. But we wanted to be able to give them some flexibility for something that maybe is similar to something that is permitted, although it's not specifically stated. So for example, if it says that you can have an ice cream shop and somebody comes in and says, well, we want to do a yogurt shop, but it doesn't say a yogurt shop, that it's not an amendment. So this has been added in order to create some flexibility. Other low-impact retail and non-retail uses not specifically listed but deemed as compatible and substantially similar to the listed uses may be approved by the city manager and development director / code administrator as a minor amendment to the PD. The decision as to whether or not a proposed use constitutes a minor or major amendment is made at the sole discretion of the city manager and development director / code administrator. So that has been added in order to provide more flexibility on the side of permitted uses. Now, on the other side, there was some concerns with regard to things that maybe should be prohibited. One being moving type vans. So these are the items that have been added to prohibited uses. Moving vans or trucks may not be stored on the property overnight or stored on the property as part of a moving or storage business. For examples only, U-Hauls, Penske, Enterprise Truck Rental, or any similar trucking or moving service may not be stored or operated on the property. Another item, pharmacies. Also, sale or use of any products containing more than 0.3% THC, marijuana dispensaries, and stores selling any type of CBD / THC products. The reason why pharmacies is listed is because if we allow pharmacies, then we have to allow marijuana dispensaries. So you can't restrict one without restricting the other. So those are the only changes that have been made. Staff continues to recommend approval of the project of this particular rezone and approval with the changes made here at second reading.
Thank you, Brian. Any questions for staff at this time?
No.
No, but
Thanks.
Differences.
The applicant's here. Do you want to add anything?
Hey, Brian.
Don't need to add anything. I think Brian cut it off. We cut it off the last meeting. We could, or at least just add and took away something that we all discussed. Pretty much after that meeting, we just put it in ready to go.
Thank you.
Great.
Anyone?
CBD or THC.
We're waiting for some legal consultation. Anyone from the audience like to discuss this issue? Yes, sir.
But if it's less than it was under the last one.
Jim Cameron, Jim Cameron Consulting, and I was at the first hearing when you had that, and I thought you had some good recommendations, and I like what, I mean, Brian just incorporated into the ordinance, though. But I want to say, I think this would be a great opportunity our friend Becky here gives her some more tools from the tool chest to offer potential businesses coming into the city of Holly Hill. And so, as I've said before, this place has been vacant way too long. We need to get it occupied, fully occupied, because it's a great location right in the center of the Halifax area. So something that we just need to have occupied. So I support the ordinance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the audience? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation. We need to make any amendments to? No? Okay. Entertain a motion for approval?
A motion for approval of the revised amendment ordinance 3095.
Second.
Anyone have any ex parte communication since the last meeting? I haven't had ex parte communication, but just for the record, I did go to lunch with the applicant and Becky, our economic development director. We went trying to recruit local restaurants that going out of business this week that lost their lease. So we didn't talk anything about this ordinance or any uses. We talked to the owner of the restaurant, trying to get them to move to Holly Hill. But if anyone saw us at lunch, we weren't talking about this issue. We were talking about everything but this issue. So I just want to put that on the record.
Thank you.
Any discussion needed?
No.
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Too late, sir.
It's about the ex parte communication.
It's too late, sir. It's not time for audience participation.
That's fine. That's real time.
I didn't hear everyone.
Yeah, we said aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Carries unanimously.
Can I make my comment now?
No, sir. And if you make another outburst, I'll have to ask you to leave. You know the rules.
He's allowed to talk to this, I'm not allowed to talk.
No, you're not, sir. I gave him a warning, and I've given you 2 warnings now. The 3rd warning, I'll have you to leave. We have to contain order. You can talk to me about it after the meeting, but we have policies and procedures, so we have a respectable business meeting. Mr. Forte, anything to add to it?
Just 2 items. Tomorrow at between 4 and 5:30, we have Meet the Author at Sunrise Park. This is the woman who wrote the story for the Storybook Trail. And then on Thursday at 4 o'clock, there's a ribbon cutting at the Board of Realtors on Ridgewood Avenue for their new expansion of the building improvements that they made. That's it.
Scott, any words of wisdom? Any progress with the letter we were going to send?
Yes.
Okay,
Not sent yet, but yes.
okay, thank you. Val, you got anything coming up? Easter egg hunts coming? Easter's coming? Okay. Commissioner Snow?
Yes, I'm going to mention the things that I've mentioned for the last couple of months. We are coming up on an election year in District 2 and 4, and we certainly already have participation, but we are looking for more in both districts, and we want people who love our city, who want to contribute in a positive way, who care enough to invest the time and energy it takes to hold this position. Please talk to yourself, your family members, your neighbors, and find us some good people to run in this race. We love Holly Hill. I heard that said a little bit earlier today. That's what I want to hear from candidates who run in our future. And then the only other thing is let us all keep in our prayers Commissioner Roy Johnson. He's been sick for a long time, and he's battled like a superhero, and we want him to keep coming back to our meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. JD?
I'd like to make a comment that was mentioned tonight. I worked in the water department for 13 years and got state certified. Our meters come calculated. There's no way to recalculate them. They are checked when they're asked, if you come to the water department or call them and ask them to come calibrate your meter, they don't calibrate, but they will come out and check it. They can run water through it and check it. I've done that several times. I've never, ever, I did an apartment complex over here on 8th Street that we were having issues with. And I think I ran over, I don't know, 1,200 gallons. I can't remember the whole process. I actually have it wrote on paper what I did, the water usage and everything. Never, I think it recalculated that we gave them more water at the time through that meter. And the reason for that was an older meter. And the older your meter, that's why we have new meters that just got put in. The older the meter, the more water you're getting. They slow down. They literally let more water pass through than the newer one. So if you ask for a new meter, you're asking for the wrong thing. I tell people that. You don't want a new meter. But in regards to that, that's it. Your water billing, I think we still bill by the 1,000 gallons, do we? Yes. We still bill, so your bill being the same every month is because you're probably you might say, okay, says, I don't know how much water you use, 8,000, 6,000, 4,000. And every month it's saying 4,000 or 6,000, it's the same thing. Because we bill by the 1,000, so you might use 995 gallons, you're not getting charged for that until next month. That's going to roll over on your other bill. When they read everything in the thousands on your meter. They don't permanently come read it, it's all electronic, of course. So that's the reason why your bill is the same every month. And now sometimes you'll get a rollover where you'll catch up with that. That'll catch up with you. And people used to come in and go, why has my bill come up, $50 more? And, and you'll tell them that you had a rollover. A lot of people, it takes them a little bit to get that understanding of that. And they say, well, my bill's the same, and now all of a sudden it jumped up $15, and I didn't do anything different. It was just because it finally caught up with you. You're lagging the amount of water usage caught up. But that's all I really got to say. But those meters are really efficient meters, Badger meters. That's what we use. I worked with them over and over again. I could show you more information about it. I know a lot about them. I literally took them apart on the benches at work, because I had issues that I wanted to find out about, whether they could steal water or calculate ahead. Can they just all of a sudden flip some numbers? But they don't do that because they're tracked electronically, and then it would come up. There used to be a signal that would come up if we did have an issue with them, and we would just pull them. We always pulled them. I can't remember what that signal was, but it was never a water issue because there's two pieces to that. There's the brass body, and then there's the meter the register that sits right on top, and then you have the endpoint that sends all the information. So it's a unique piece of equipment, but it can't steal water. If anything, it'll give you water, and sometimes they get stuck, and they just let the water go through. Those are the ones we don't want in there, but they do happen. But that's the answer to those two questions. Yeah, okay. Other than that, my roof's almost done.
Good.
I gotta keep saying that.
Hope you got some insulation.
Yeah, no, not yet.
I'd just like to bring to everyone's attention that this week is Early Learning Week. We're bringing recognition to early learning. The Early Learning Coalition of Flagler and Volusia is having some events throughout the community this week. I went to a brainstorming session yesterday, and I promised that I would tell at least 10 people about the Early Learning Coalition, so I'm telling you guys right now. There are programs that are available free. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library, if you have any children, nieces, nephews, or grandchildren that are born in Holly Hill, they're entitled to a free book every month up until they're 6 years old. You just need to sign up with the Early Learning Coalition. Early Learning Coalition supplies our school readiness programs, pre-K, and a lot of the early learning interventions. And the studies show that if the children aren't ready for kindergarten, most of them never catch up. And that up to grade 3, you're learning to read. After grade 3, you read to learn. If you don't know how to read, you're going to be behind. Several of us went to the school today and read books. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock at Sunrise Park, the author of one of the books for our book trail is going to be out there, and they're going to bring school kids out there. They're doing things at the public library on Thursday. So just say a prayer for Roy Johnson and say a prayer for our teachers. Because I read to 2 classrooms full of second graders today. And the studies show that. And aren't ready for. Are you recording me?
No. No, we're live. We're live. It's live.
And
I didn't mean for the volume to come up.
that's okay. Before Phil comes up and punches me, I think I'm going to anticipate what he wanted to say. Well, how come you didn't go tell those guys about my restaurant? It's been empty for 10 years.
17 years.
Okay. And the reason is that the restaurant that has lost their lease needs at least 150 seats and at least 40 parking spaces. And I think we only have 3 buildings in our city that would accommodate that end user. So that's why what we did, we went and talked about those 3 properties. It's a long shot, it's a Hail Mary, but we went down there and showed them that Holly Hill is open for business, anything we can do to help them. We have landlords that are willing to help them. We have elected officials and we have staff that are willing to show them all the grants available and try to get them into our city. So thanks for going with me, Becky. Appreciate that. Sure. You got to say it at the mic.
We actually did mention your property, Phil, but she said it was too small for her.
Yeah, and the reason we mentioned
The
you,
only one that's done her job. Becky is the best economic developer.
Phil, don't make me be a jerk. No, we specifically thought of the Wabi property, first off, because the building we're talking about is the Brickyard. And they have an A-frame building on ISB, which is the same A-frame building that the Wabis have. So it just wasn't big enough. So you can come punch me if you want to, Phil, but we tried. So anyone have anything else for the good of the order? All right, we'll stand adjourned.